Hello YouTube, Island Homesteader here. Here's a view of the garden from up on the top deck. We'll go down on the ground here in a minute and look at it. This is the backyard of the house. That is my backyard. That's a canal. That is salt water, brackish water from our sound, but again it is salt water, and that does create a problem sometimes as the tide comes up, you know, with storms and stuff like that. It has flooded the backyard a few times, so that creates an interesting challenge when your garden is right there, and about 3 feet below your garden is a canal full of salt water. Gardens don't like salt water much, as we found out last year when a hurricane came through and put probably 3 feet of water or so on top of the garden. It didn't last very long after that. I've got some pictures from the garden last year I'll try to get put in this movie. I'm pretty new to all of this, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, here we are down in the yard with the garden. You can see these trellises that I built. I grew cucumbers on them last year, a couple of different kinds, burpless slicing cucumbers and some pickling cucumbers. Tried pickles a couple times, bread and butter pickles. Just found out a couple of weeks ago that it didn't store very well. They were about 2 years old, and when I took the tops off the jars, they were all mushy up on top. And the ones that were down in the juice just didn't have any flavor whatsoever. So if anybody out there knows maybe what happened to those pickles and can offer me a suggestion to help fix that, I might be willing to try it again. I think this year I'm just going to grow just regular burpless cucumbers for slicing for salads and stuff. I think I'm going to grow some pole beans up these trellises also on some of them. And I may build one more down there at the end and try cantaloupes up the trellises. They're strong enough. I'll probably have to support the cantaloupes obviously with something as they're growing, but the trellises themselves should be strong enough. But here's the garden. As I told you, we live on an island, and as you can probably see right here, that's sand. That's what we garden in pretty much everywhere on this island. The neighborhood that I live in, that canal back there, 30 years or so ago when I put this subdivision in, these canals were dredged out, and all the dredge sand that was pumped up out of those canals were put here in these properties to raise them up. So this whole yard is nothing but dredge sand out of the canal. I've been adding stuff to it over the last couple of years, a little bit here and there. This pile, I don't know if you can tell, that's a pile of sand there. A friend of mine at church has a horse stable, and he scraped all the stuff out of the bottom of his horse stable and brought it over in a dump truck and dumped it in my yard, and I've wheelbarrowed it back here. I got to spread that out and get this thing rototilled this year. Like I said, we had a hurricane last year that flooded the garden, so I pretty much just gave up on it after that and rototilled it up after it set for a few weeks. Apparently I missed some onions that were in the ground, so let's see. Go ahead, and you can see that they just didn't do anything. I mean, they've been in there since last spring, and that's all they did. There was white and yellows, or white and reds, I mean. These are obviously the white ones. Oops. Can't get that one out, but that's a white one too, but you can see the bulb's not very big. So, but this is the garden. I'm gonna get out here this week and rototill. I'll show you that when I do it. Over here along the pool, it's an area that I want to do something different with this year. It's an area there that's probably about 24 feet long. It's got these bushes growing, and I'm thinking about tearing all these bushes out and building a raised bed there and planting strawberries. So it'll be a raised bed, probably about 24 foot long by 4 feet wide. I think I'm going to fill it half full of June-bearing strawberries and half full of ever-bearing, so I can have a big load that comes in June and make jam and stuff like that with. This area over here, that's a pig cooker. So again, you know you're in the South when there's a pig cooker in your backyard. I do a lot of cooking on that, and I'll probably make some videos about cooking on a pig cooker. I've got some pictures that I can show. And probably take some video next time I cook something big on. I think I got a pig to cook here in a few weeks, so I'll show you that. But this area right here between the sidewalk and that little ramp that comes down out of the garage right there, I was going to build a raised bed and put some blueberry plants in there. I can probably get 4 nice sized blueberry plants in that raised bed there, and be able to build some kind of structure over the top to keep the birds out. They create a real problem here for us. So again, maybe a strawberry bed over here. I'm hoping to do that this spring. Some of this other stuff probably won't happen this year, but down the end of the pool here, there's an area that's probably 32 feet long, and you can tell there's the remnants of what used to be a little raised bed. I'm planning on building that up, but I'm planning on building this up and making it a little wider, and planting raspberries on this end, kind of blackberries in the middle probably, and asparagus down on that end. There's a tree right over top of it. You can see I've already started trimming the branches there, but I've got to get a whole section of that tree right there. It grows over top the pool anyway and drops all its leaves and stuff in the pool, but I want to get that whole fork. I'll walk down here and show you the fork of the tree. I want to get this whole fork of the tree cut out, and that'll give us a little more sun. That left fork right there that's growing into the pool railing, I want to get that whole thing cut out of there and provide some more sun for this bed right here. So that's pretty much it. There's an area over here that yes, those are Christmas trees. Still haven't got everything out of the yard from Christmas, and it is March, yes, so you can just save your comments. But there's an area there that I thought would be a nice area to maybe one day put a chicken coop and a nice fenced out area for a chicken yard right there. It would probably be 32 by about 16. I'd like to have a half a dozen chickens or so.